Hello, Gary.
Hey, mate.
Yeah, the thing.
Someone else had problems as well, because I thought it was just me.
Yeah. I think it's because the boats are rolling so much.
Yeah, it's pretty bright. It's calmed down a little bit now, but geez, it's been rough out here.
Yeah, I heard you had that. You fell over. When the wave hit the boat.
Oh, yeah, that was days ago, but last night was brutal. Geez, I don't know how everyone else handled last night, but I got the caning.
Yeah, well, Eric's abandoned the idea of going through Rain Passage, and he's heading for Bramble Key in the Northeast Channel.
I thought, I haven't been able to log on to anything, but I saw his boat heading north. I'm thinking the same too, because by the time I get there, it's going to be like 3 to 4 metres swell, so it'll be a bit risky trying to go in Rain Island, I think.
And also for Eric, it was going to be in the middle of the night, so he was going to have to sort of heave to offshore. He didn't want to go in the dark in those conditions. And
yeah.
Jacob's planning to heave to offshore and go in there going on Wednesday. So Eric decided, we might as well just go around the top.
I think if I slow down, I should get there on, what's today? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I should get there Thursday morning, I think.
Right.
So I've got to slow down now. I'm doing over 100 miles a day. I've got to slow down to probably 90 miles, just so either that or hove to out, away from there. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided, mate.
What sails are you carrying? Because I noticed you go fast.
I've just got the A5. That's it. No main, nothing.
Right.
Because it was just rounding up heaps with the main up. I had the main and the jib up, and last night I had the main. When I say up, 3 reefs in the main, and the jib like half reefed in last night, and it wasn't too bad. But man, I got beaten by some waves on the side. Jesus, it was quite not scary, but quite uncomfortable. But so then this morning I thought, I'll just try the A5 on its own, and it doesn't seem to round up as much. Yeah. But probably going a bit faster than I'd like to go at the moment, probably.
So but, what have you got in the way of wind and swell? The wind will be on your port quarter, I presume.
It is a bit. It's due south, I think, the wind. Maybe a little bit of south.
Oh, okay. Pretty much on the beam.
It's on the port quarter, and you'll get periods where, like right now, it's calmed down. But like 15, 20 minutes ago, I was getting battered by these big waves and rounded up, and the windows on the starboard side were underwater. I'm going, what the fuck? And now it's when I say calm down, it's still windy, but the sea's a lot flatter at the moment. But it comes in like sets of waves, you know what I mean? Every 20 minutes or something like that, big ones will come in.
Yeah, I can remember crossing the Coral Sea and there's similar weather conditions, and I was going north, of course, because I was heading from Sydney to Rabaul, and it was pretty easy going with the wind behind you, but it was boisterous, and those seas were about 3 to 4 metres and quite steep. Yeah. When they come up, the big ones, they sort of get under your transom and they spin you around like 180 degrees almost, it's just crazy. But, so I wish it wasn't going to be so windy for the next few days, it'd be nice just to have 10 or 15 knots, 12, 15 knots. I don't know what the strength of the wind is out there now. It's over 20 knots, it's got to be, I think, And so you haven't quite decided yet which final direction you're going to take, which final course?
Well, I'm just sort of, when I can get the map and all that, and the leaderboard, everyone else is doing, and everyone seems to be heading towards Rain Island. But Jasmine said she was going to go north, but she's heading towards Rain Island, so I don't really know. But
so far, I think Eric's the only one who's made a definite
decision.
Yeah, he's definitely heading north, but the others, I think, are all still basically heading for rain. Yeah.
The trouble with going north is if these southerlies keep up, God, it's going to be hell beating down that channel, the northeast channel.
And also around Hammond Rock there, down towards the bottom end, their tides run at 5 knots. So if they're against you, you won't be going anywhere.
Yeah, I know. That's
that happens inside the reef, but from Rain Island to Thursday as well. But at least you've got better places to anchor there, I think.
Yeah, and you've got, at least the wind's going in the right direction almost, so, but like I said, mate, I've got to make a decision in the next 24 hours, I suppose, with where I'm going to head. Because, does that entrance, does it break right across there? Does the surf break right across the whole entrance at all?
I don't quite know, but I know I spoke to Renault this morning. He wasn't due to call, but he mixed up his day, so we had a brief chat anyway.
Yep.
And he went through in the dark. He said he couldn't see anything at all. I guess he had overcast or something. He couldn't see anything, but there were lots of breaking waves, he said. And then but he had no trouble going in. In fact, he went quite close to the windward shore of Rain Island. Kerry went right down south and towards the big reef there, long reef or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And he...
Because he turned right and he went in between a couple of reefs too, Renault, I saw this morning.
He's very confident and obviously knows what he's doing. But that's a decision every skipper has to make for themselves, I guess. But sure, he did say he couldn't see anything and there were some breaking waves, but not radical.
Only 2 metres well, too. It could be 3 to 4 metres, but I get there.
Yeah, it'll be a bit different. But Don McIntyre reckons that it's perfectly safe in 35 knots of wind, 30 to 35 knots of wind, so I'm not sure.
No, Mark Sinclair said if it's 20 knots, don't even think about it. So, Don says one thing, Mark says the other. I don't know what to believe.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is Mark has not yet deviated his course, so he still looks like he's heading for Rain Island.
Yeah.
But he may change his mind, and he's sort of way off. He may change his mind in the next day or two. He's probably watching the weather to see what happens. I remember him saying 20 to 25 knots, and when we talked about that, he said, maybe 25 to 30 knots, he would definitely, if it was over 25 knots, he would prefer to go to Bramble Key.
Go north.
Yeah, prefer to go north, yeah. Bramble Key being the little sand key that's at the northeast end of the channel. It has
it's Dalrymple Island or something. You go inside Dalrymple.
Yeah, and there's a light on it, so you go around there. Yeah.
Oh right, okay, yeah. I mean, this is all new to me, mate. I'm actually quite anxious about the whole thing, to be honest. But anyway,
I would be
one
too.
way or the other.
I think it's a perfectly normal reaction, but it'll sharpen your wits, so it'll be good for you to be anxious. If you're too cavalier, that's when you get into trouble.
Yeah, mate, I've never been cavalier on this whole trip, mate. I've been anxious the whole time, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's a little boat, and it's a big adventure, and you've sailed a lot of miles, so...
It is a little boat, and I've never, I've sailed miles in bigger boats with other people, and I never sort of had to make the decisions. I've always just been pulling on ropes or whatever, except when you're on watch at night, sometimes you have to make decisions. But, so when I say it's all new to me, it's not really new to me, but this solo, small boat stuff, it's quite, I'm always thinking, I'm always maybe overthinking things a bit too much sometimes. But anyway, better to be safe than sorry, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, I agree. And I also understand, because I'm a solo sailor, that it is quite a lot more stressful doing it on your own and having no one else that you can actually talk things through with. You have to make every decision yourself, and when you get tired, it can be easy to make a mistake, and that adds to your anxiety. But,
I've been sleeping a lot actually. Last night and the night before I slept a lot. Not last night, I was getting beaten around, but I was in bed for quite a while. But I've just been trying to get plenty.
Your hydrovane's obviously doing a reasonably good job.
Yeah, not too bad. I had to stop the other day and I had to do a bit of maintenance on it because the actually thing that's, you got the two prongs and then there's this thing coming down which steers it, basically. Yeah. There's like a little plastic ferrule in there, like sleeve. Anyway, mine had worn down by about 1 millimetre and it was making it a nightmare. So anyway, I was shitting myself. I put all the sails down and I took the vane off the top because I had to do it all over the water and I'm thinking, God, if I drop one of these pins or something, I'm fucked, So anyway, I got it done and it's steering a lot better now. But it still wanders a lot. They do wander a lot. Yeah,
it's powerful. I know people with bigger boats with hydrovanes that have complained about that because they reckon the rudder's not big enough. But on a smaller boat, the rudder's obviously proportionately much larger.
Yeah.
I
think in hindsight, I'd probably put it off to the side if I did it again. Seems like everyone who's done that, well, I don't know, I haven't talked to them too much about it, but it seems as though they're having a bit better time of it than I sort of had been. Sometimes it's perfect, and other times I just can't.
I think you're right, because I remember Jasmine was saying in her chat to me last week that she originally installed her rudder pintles on the main rudder too tight in Fiji because she thought, well, that'll be easier than having to lash the tiller all the time, and the hydrovane struggled to work. And she finally she loosened it off, and she said what happens now is that the hydrovane wind vane turns the hydrovane rudder, and the water flow from that knocks the other rudder, and it turns as well. So they both waggle backwards and forwards pretty much in unison, and I think that actually does give you a steadier course.
Well, you're supposed to tie the centre rudder off to centre, they reckon. That's what the theory is. But anyway, everyone's got different ideas, I suppose.
That's what she was told to do, and she reckoned it didn't work on her boat. So.
Okay, yeah. I've got all sorts of ideas. I've been thinking about it. I'm going to do a few options of steering systems when I get the boat home, over the next 12 months. I got some ideas. And then I'll be able to go out and test them, and see if they actually work. So, and some don't include the hydrovane as well, so it should be interesting.
So what are your plans for the boat when you get it home?
Oh, I'm going to keep it. Okay. That's my plan. I definitely want to keep it, mate. That's all I can afford. It's great, to be honest.
And what sort of sailing would you be planning to do with it?
A lot around this Sydney Harbour, Pittwater, Port Stephens. I'd want to do a Lord Howe Island trip, maybe New Zealand, stuff like that. So too far away.
Just cruising the boat rather than racing it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think so. I'm not a racing sailor, mate. You can probably see by now I'm not a racing sailor.
Yeah, nor am I, yeah. But, that's interesting, because I know, do they still have their JRG races out of Sydney? They used to have a big JRG contingent there, big fleet, a small boat.
Yeah, the group boats. I don't know, to be honest, mate. I really don't know. I'm not much involved in sailing clubs. Yeah. They're all a bit fucking hoity, in Sydney, so I don't get too involved in there. I might join them.
They wouldn't let me in the door because I don't dress well enough.
Sorry?
They wouldn't let me in the door because I don't dress well enough.
There is a club in Pittwater called the Woody Point Yacht Club, and they do the twilights and stuff like that, and it's just a bunch of rogues, and it's a pretty good time apparently, so I might see if I can join that for the twilights, because once again, it's not serious, it's just a bit of fun, and, but yeah, mate, I want to spend a bit of time on it with my wife, she suffers a bit of seasickness, so I couldn't take her to Lord Howe Island or anything like that, but, around Pittwater and the harbour, sure, or maybe if I take the boat to Port Stephens and she drives up and meets me up there and we have a bit of time up there, stuff like that,
Yeah, oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear it, because you put a lot of work into the boat, so it's good that you're going to keep it.
Yeah, I mean, if someone offered me stupid money for it, I'd take it, but, I don't think that's going to happen. I've got an option at the moment of a couple I met in Fiji, Australian couple. Anyway, Mix is in Devonese, and he's got this really nice yacht, 40-foot Italian-built thing, and he wants to sell it. And anyway, cut long story short, he's put on the market for $120,000, and he said, we were having the beer the other night, and he goes, if someone offered me 50, I'd take it. And my ears pricked up when he said that. And so I've been talking to Westy, and I said, mate, if the boat makes it to us, if he doesn't sell it before he gets back to Australia, I said, would you be interested in, maybe going halves in it or something like that? And if that was the case, I'd probably have to sell this little boat. But, the maintenance and upkeep on a 40-foot is horrendous too. So, anyway, it's just a thought in the back of my head at the moment.
Yeah, that's good. And how have you been going?
Don't put that in your article, mate, please.
Pardon?
Don't put that in your article that I just...
I won't, but the thing that you probably didn't realise is that these phone calls are recorded and they actually go to... They go to Don and they put them up on their website, but I think not a lot of people listen to them, so you'd probably say...
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just want my wife to... that was all.
Yeah, she probably won't. She probably won't go to the website and listen to it. Although, of course, she might do it just to listen to your voice to give her a bit of a shock.
Yeah.
But maybe a good way to soften her up.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, so how's the trip been otherwise? Have you been managing to eat and sleep and everything?
Yeah, I sleep a lot, mate. I sleep so much. I get to about midnight and then I'm done, and I'll lay down and I'll sleep till 6 o'clock in the morning. And you probably see a lot of time I'll do some really good miles during the day, and then at night I slow right down, and then Christian passed me the other night, and Jasmine passed me when I was asleep. So, but yeah, no, the first couple of days were a bit rough out at Fiji, but then the 3 days after that was amazing. One day in particular was just probably the best day of sailing I think I've ever had, it was unreal. And then we had a little bit more rough and a bit of light stuff, and then a few more nice days, and now just stuff come up last night. So, yeah, it's been good so far. I think it's going to be a bit trying for the next few days, though, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, so you'll take the boat into Darwin and then truck it home, I guess.
Yeah, I'll get into Darwin and I'll see what the options are and what the costs are. And there's an option of me, getting a trailer, which I can get a hold of a trailer and I just drive up to Darwin and pick it up. My brother-in-law's a retired truck driver and he's pretty keen to go for a drive, he said, so that might be an option. But if someone could put on a truck and get it back for a reasonable amount of money, I'd get sort of thing. But, yeah. It's a long way. It's 8,000 mile return trip if I drive up there. 8,000 kilometres, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, well, if you treat it like a holiday with your brother-in-law or something, it might be okay, but otherwise would be a bit tedious. Yeah. They were actually my brother-in-law and sister were going to come to Darwin, and, if I was to continue on, basically, but, so anyway, that might happen that way, or I've got a contact in Sydney, boat transport guy, but he doesn't go to Darwin, but he told me to give him a call when I get there, and he knows a couple of people in Darwin who might be able to help me. So, he said, I don't know what they're going to charge you, but I said, that's all right, mate, I'll just find out what it costs and go from there. It won't be cheap, I'd imagine. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Because as you say, it's it's about 8,000 kilometres or something. It's quite a long road trip. Yeah.
8,000, 4,000 each, bit over 4,000 each way. That's the shortest route. But I've never done a drive like that. So I've been across the Perth and back a few times, but not up north of Australia. So it could be a bit of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So absolutely, I wasn't quite sure when I heard you talking earlier on one of your videos about whether you hadn't decided whether you would go to Thursday Island or Darwin. I thought, maybe he's changing his mind and is going to carry on across the Indian Ocean. But I guess you're not, huh?
No, I'm not going past that. No, I was speaking to Jasmine on the VHF one night, and we were talking, and I said I never really got a chance to say goodbye to everybody in Fiji because it was such a mad rush that last day. Next thing you know, everyone's gone and I'm gone, and I never sort of got a chance to say goodbye to everybody. And she said, you should come to Thursday Island, and blah blah blah. And I said, well, I'll see about it because I think Adam's going through to Darwin. That's his wants to go, but he wasn't sure about Thursday Island. And I said, well, if you go to Thursday Island, mate, I'll stop off there as well. Yeah. And he still hasn't made his.
Yeah, what he's done is you've probably done this as well. He's done his biosecurity and immigration documentation, etc., for Thursday Island, and then if he doesn't stop, he'll just modify it.
No, I've done mine the opposite. I've done mine for Darwin, but I did get under border security, and they said, if you want to change to Thursday Island, that's fine. Just give us a bit of notice as soon as you can. So I think once I get inside the reef, if that's a decision Adam's made, I'll just send him a thing as well and say, listen, this is what I'm planning to do.
I didn't realise they'd be that flexible because I thought they would insist on the 96-day notification. No, sorry, 96-hour notification.
It's between 90 days and 12 days or something, and because I've sent this biosecurity thing off 3 times and I haven't heard anything from them. And then I sent an email saying, listen, I sent this stuff off, have you received it? And this big thing comes back and it says, matter resolved, and that's all it says. I said, it doesn't tell me anything,
Wow.
I thought, Jesus. I don't know, but anyway, I'll sort that out in the next few days.
It used to be 4 days or 96 hours before you arrived.
Something like that, yeah.
So,
notice it.
anyway, if you've put something in already, that means they know you're there.
Yeah. Well, plus the biosecurity thing, I've got a reply from them, so I'd say, listen, this is what I put it in 3 times, and this is all I got back. So you can't get angry with me because Adam got something back virtually straight away, approving his biosecurity thing for the boat or something. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe if you organise to go to Darwin, it might be different. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So Christian put it all in for Thursday Island as well. I'm not sure whether he got a reply or not, or we didn't discuss that. But he did tell me that a plane came out and flew around him at very low altitudes a couple of nights ago, and then he.
Same thing. It was a big. It was one of those like the modern sort of the old Hercules planes. It was one of those.
Right.
And I think it was Air Force. Because they come out and then they drop right down to about 200 feet and went right past me, and they did the little wing, because I was waving, and they did the little wingtip thing, and then they did a big arc around me and then headed back to land, yeah.
Okay, so are they actually patrolling, do you think?
I don't know.
It's just an exercise. They're just using you as a target.
Maybe they're out there just looking for fishing boats and whatever, and they probably saw me on the radar and thought, I'll go and look what this bloke's doing, and they flew around, I suppose.
Yeah.
Probably got nothing better to do out there.
I know the Coast Watch come quite a long way out, especially west of Darwin. Yeah, because Cocos is part of Australia, and then you've got the whole northern border there with the Indonesian fishing fleet just on the other side of it. But Coast Watch go a long way out there and check on boats sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. And they expect you to give a reply on the VHF radio every time and give all your data every time they come by, which can be tedious.
Oh, okay. I didn't have my VHF on when they flew over.
Yeah, nor did Christian. He switched it on when he saw them, but he didn't hear anything.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah.
So probably.
Yeah, that's right.
It wouldn't be Coast Watch because they're white with red stripes, so they're very.
Yeah, that was a grey cup. The standard green grey.
Yeah, it would be the military for
Yeah, them sort of flying around. I don't know. There might be some Chinese destroyer out there somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, but it's good to see actually because they come down really low and then did this big arc around me and they chuffed off and. That was probably when they saw Christian, would have been the same time, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, I should let you go, and thank you very much for your call, and I wish you all the best in whatever decisions you make to get from here to Thursday Island.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Hopefully, I want to go through Rain Island, but I don't know. I'll see what Jacob says, because the season's going to go up quite a bit when he goes through. So, yeah. Anyway,
that's one advantage of this event. You can all talk to each other and get some support that way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right, mate. No worries. Thanks for.
Take care, and we'll talk again one day.
Bye, mate. Talk to you soon. Okay.
Bye. Hey, Gary. Hello, Gary. Oh, yeah. Haven't got a signal there. So probably. Oh, good day, Gary.
How are you, mate?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah. I couldn't hear you there for a second.
Sorry about earlier. I've been doing a bit of housekeeping, mate, and a bit of electrical repairs, so I forgot about calling you.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's nice to catch up, given the fact that this will probably be our last official call for the race.
Yeah.
So I notice you're angling down towards Melville Island now.
Yeah, I'm about 28, 30 miles from Cape Don, but there's just no wind.
Okay.
It's
just drifting.
Just starting. I had good, not too bad wind this morning, and then it just died off, and there's a little bit kicking up now, only a tiny bit. But I've been having my electric outboard going, as slow as I could make it go for the last couple of hours. But yeah.
You got what's the cloud cover like? Do you have enough sun to charge your batteries?
Shit.
Oh, hello. Yeah, you dropped out there for a second. Oh, he's dropped out altogether.
Hello.
Hey, you're back.
Yeah, mate. Did you get any of what I last said?
No. I got some of it, and my last thing, just as you dropped out, was I asked you what the cloud cover was like and whether you had enough sunshine to charge your batteries.
Oh, yeah, no, plenty of sunshine. Charging batteries is no problem at all.
Yeah.
It's a sort of a little bit of cloud today, but very fine, misty sort of cloud, and still charging okay.
Does that mean that you'll have greater range for the outboard? Because I'm just thinking of the big tides getting into Darwin.
Yeah, I was talking to Mark this morning, and he said depends which part you go. He said they're not too bad. They run about 1 knot most of the time. He said some will run up to 4 knots. But I don't know, mate. I'm a bit concerned about getting in there, to be honest. Yeah.
What sort of ground tackle do you have? You can anchor, I suppose, since you're not too worried about how long it takes. Have I lost you again? Yep.
Starlink.
Oh yeah.
You there?
Yeah, dropping in. Yeah, I was wondering whether you'd be able to anchor if you had to wait for a favourable tide.
Yeah, I should be able to. I just got to work out where I'm going to go. Mark said to get down near the Vernon Islands or something, but that's a fair way down. So I've got probably, I don't know what I've got, to be honest. I've got heaps of chain and plenty of rope, so might have 40 or 50 metres of tackle, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really measured it, so I think it was about 50 metres of rope, and then I've probably got about 8 to 10 metres of chain, I suppose, something like that.
Yeah, that should be enough. I have heard, because I was doing some research and sent the notes to Adam when he was considering about whether he would go to Thursday Island or Darwin, and they did say to go down to the Vernons, yes.
Yeah. So my plans have all gone to shit at the moment, but I was planning to get to Cape Don around 6 p.m. and then the tide was coming in, sort of thing, and I was going to have a bit of current going down with that for probably 5 or 6 hours. And if there's a bit of wind, it would help a bit. But looks like I'm going to get there a lot later because I'm still 30 miles away, and I'm only doing like 2 knots with the outboard on. Yeah, if that.
Yeah, then of course once the night comes, you won't be able to use the outboard, so you'll be at the mercy of the tide and the wind.
Yeah, well, if I can get, it's nearly dead now, and if I can get a bit of charge back into it, I've got I've got an inverter on board, so I can charge it through the inverter. So it's nearly run out now. Should stop it pretty soon and get it in here and get it on charge. Yeah, but it's just, I don't know, mate. I don't know what to expect, to be honest.
Yeah, and what's your passage been like so far since you left Thursday?
Oh, it was terrible the first few days. There's horrible seas up here. It's really, really short, choppy, and you get bashed around all over the place. It wasn't pleasant at all for the first 4 days. Yesterday the wind eased off a bit down to about 10, 12 knots, and it was quite nice. And today there's no swell at all, really. There's no wind. But I certainly wouldn't come up here to go sailing. That's for sure. I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that people leaving Darwin trying to get to the east coast have always had a really hard trip.
Oh yeah, I would never even consider it. Never in a million years. It's just like the swells come from all directions. You'll be going along in one direction and the swell's sort of on the quarter, and then all of a sudden one will come dead beam on and bash over and round up, and so it's
At least the wind was mostly behind the beam. If you were going the other way with the wind against you, I think the only way you could really do it would be to have a boat with a reliable motor and your motor sail. But even then, it would be horrible.
That'd be horrible, yeah. There's a short, steep 5-second period between the swells or the waves or the chop, or whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't go the other way in a million years, mate, unless I was in a cruise liner or something like that. But this morning I was downstairs and I was just mucking around downstairs, and there goes my outboard now. It's died now. I come up and there's a big ship just near me, like a big research vessel, and I contacted them. It was Border Force, and then it's called Ocean Shield or something. And then not long after that, another one come, and they sort of, just drifting near each other, transferring stuff from ship to boat sort of thing. But and then I come across a fishing trawler doing prawn trawling, I suppose. So there's been a bit of action today, and the plane comes over nearly every day, the Border Force plane as well.
Do they talk to you every day?
Yeah, the days they've come over, yeah, they have talked to me, yeah. I seen the first day, I did talk to them briefly, yeah, but yeah, they would just say hello, and, they ask you the same questions every day, where you been, where you going, just border bridges, and through them and they're gone, sort of thing, so,
Yeah, they apparently do that to check for inconsistencies, because if people are lying or something, if they're up to no good, they sometimes slip.
Yeah. Because I had told them I'm going to Darwin, and then yesterday the guy said, "So are you going to Copperskeeling as well?" So he must know the fleet's out here because he'd see them all. Yeah. And I said, no, I told you guys yesterday I'm going to Darwin. He goes, "Oh, that's right, okay." So that's a trick question, probably, I suppose.
Interesting. So how do you feel about coming to the end of your voyage? It's been a long trip. I mean, not many people cross the Pacific on a 19-foot boat, so you've done really well, even though you've decided to pull in now. It's still a magnificent achievement. How do you feel looking back on the whole experience, from building the boat to shipping it over there and sailing across?
Yeah, I feel really good. It's been a mission the whole time. And I was just sitting down yesterday in the cockpit, just thinking, and I said, "Shit, I'm probably not going to be going sailing and doing ocean sailing for a little while after the next few days." And the whole experience has been good. It had its good parts and its bad parts, like anything does. Basically, I've had more enjoyment than more frustration, that's for sure. But I'm sure I'm going to get a bit of frustration in the next few days getting into Darwin.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. The other thing is, of course, you now got that quite a vast wealth of experience that you didn't have before doing this long solo voyage, and maybe it's going to shape your future sailing aspirations. What do you think?
Sorry, repeat that last bit. I missed the last bit, sorry.
Given the experience you now have of doing this voyage, I was wondering whether it might influence your future sailing plans or aspirations.
Yeah, I'd like to complete the circumnavigation someday, but maybe not in this little boat, but something a bit bigger with my wife or someone else, some other people. I've got a few things in the wind I'm thinking about, and, a friend's got a big boat in Sydney. We've talked about taking it to Fiji, and, he probably wouldn't want to do the trip, and I was talking to him when I got back a few weeks ago, and he said, yeah, we'll organise it next year. You can take the boat up to Fiji, sort of thing. So there's a bit of all that stuff going on, and I want to keep doing ocean sailing, but I just need to get back to the reality of life again for a little while, I think,
Earn some more money.
Yeah, get some more money, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm a bit in the same boat. I'm not working. I've got my royalties from my books come in, and then it's not a huge amount, but it helps. And I've got a pension that I can live quite more than comfortably on when I'm on my anchor. But marinas gobble it up. But I'm pouring money into the boat, and I've got to get out of the marina soon because there won't be much left. But I'm almost there, and I'll head up down Moreton Bay. Oops, lost you. Hello? Hello, I think I've lost him again. I've lost you there. I think maybe that's cut out. We'll wait and see for a minute. Hey Gary.
Yeah, sorry mate. Just disconnecting.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, last thing I've got to get out of the marina.
Yeah, I've got to get out of the marina just so that I can actually continue saving money to finish off the project and the boat. And then next year I'm going to sail north, as we had discussed before. I haven't heard from Phil, so I don't know whether he'll be in Bundaberg or not. But anyway, I'll head north at the end of April. So maybe we'll catch up along the way if if Phil's back, we can drop in and say hello.
Yeah, I'd like to go and see him, that's for sure, yeah. So is the marina, I think you told me the marina up there is cutting out liverboards. They're not going to have liverboards anymore, is that right?
Yeah, they don't want, well, theoretically they are, because they've been told by the terms of their lease by the state government that they can't have long-term liverboards. You can theoretically only stay for 3 months, then you have to leave for a short period. But they don't designate what that short period is, and this marina has picked 10 days as a, so you have to leave for 10 days, but the boat doesn't have to leave, only you do. So if you had a camper van or something, you could just take off for 10 days, little trip somewhere and come back and have another 3 months. But when you get a bit old and frail and you just want to hang out on the boat, like people used to do in this marina and many other little old marinas, it's becoming very difficult. Lost him. Yeah, okay, well, getting good practice at pushing buttons anyway.
So why don't we, do you want to have a chat? Get the Darwin, then I'm going to be on the mobile system, instead of this bloody Starlink.
Yeah, we can do that. What I really wanted to do is just, have a final call at sea that I could put on the record and send off to Don and Jane, which we've achieved. So, so that's pretty good. Yeah, we can have a longer personal chat once we get in. Okay, yeah, all right. Because you're dropping in and out anyway, so we should just. I'll let you go. Yep. I lost him there. Yeah. Okay. Well, I should probably let you go and get on with it, and then we'll have a chat once you're in Darwin and you're on the mobile network.
Yeah, I think that'd be better, mate. It just keeps breaking up and cutting off and all that sort of stuff, and it's hard to keep a conversation going.
Yeah. So it doesn't. I thought Starlink would be more reliable than that, but almost everybody has some trouble with it.
Yeah, I think because the system we've got is for people who are camping on the land mainly, so it's hard when the boat's moving around. Not that even my boat's moving around that much at the moment, but but I'll give you. I should be there. I'm hoping no longer than 3 days. I'm hoping like 2 days, but anyway, it could be 4 days. 5.
That's okay. Yeah, you've got my other number as well, don't you? Because I don't always carry this phone with me when I'm off the boat, but I've always got my my personal mobile phone with me.
Oh, do you want to just flick it through to me so I've got it? I've probably got it, but just to make sure I've got it.
I'll send it through to you on WhatsApp as soon as we say goodbye.
Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah. No worries.
All right, good luck on your passage through Melville Straits there. I'll be hoping all the best for you. Cheers.
Yeah, it should be right. I think I should catch it, hopefully, if we get a bit of wind this afternoon, I should catch it, the second half of the tide or something like that going in, so at least get a few hours of current going in there, hopefully.
All right, well,
all right, mate.
I'll be watching you with interest, and I'll talk to you soon.
Done you, Graham. Thanks, mate. Bye.
Cool, bye.